Here we go. We're going to do our third checkout. Some of the things to look for on these transmissions. One of them is a side plate. Also, this is the race for the bearings here for the diff. You can see some wearing going on there, so we're going to change these bearings. Side plates on 901s, if you look at this hole, that's not a perfect hole. These like to break off right here. He actually has a good meat there. That's where the clutch bowing tube goes through to hold it. We can actually repair these now. This plate looks pretty good. Stubbies on these are the large spline. There's a fine spline that's double the amount of teeth. These are like clogged wheels, you can tell. Don't see many problems with these except one main area. We've seen where you get a little bit of a groove and a leak. This one here, really good. And you need to also double check that these are not stripped out. But this steel is so strong, very rarely will you see these stripped out. Well, so we like to get these all cleaned up and belt sand these flat for you got a nice good seal for the grease. Nose cone, not too many problems here. Stripping here, this can be time served if it needs to be. The seal here needs to be replaced. Right here, this large hole, this is where the speedometer drive goes. There's a seal on here right here that needs to be replaced. Check the teeth, make sure it's fine. Look for cracks because this is all aluminum and it is 40 years old. Check this. This will get stripped. This is aluminum. People get in a hurry and jam on the cable and strip this out. This actually looks really nice too. This slips into here. Cable bolts on. This is where your transmission mount bolts onto. This is the transmission mount right here. And actually these mounts, still looking good. Real nice car. You can even see where they're nice and puffy like a round donut. When they're flat and collapsed like this, they're no good. When they're nice and poofy like this, that's a nice mount actually. Get all cleaned up. Transmission ground strap, we're going to change that because this is what you want your electrical to get a nice ground. For $15, I suggest replace that out of a 40-year-old car. Also this, you need to check, make sure there's no wear on the shaft. Be sure there's no cracks. Cracks here, we've seen them drop them, crack them. Coming over here, our bell housing. This is the other race right here. We're going to replace with the other bearing set on the diff. Make sure you get these off. I've seen guys build a whole transmission, then when they go to get these off, it's already built, they can't get them off. Make sure these come off. A little heat sometimes helps. This is magnesium. Reverse brake light switch. Make sure this isn't stripped out. Check for cracks. Right here, you flip it this way. These are the serial numbers of the transmission. They're stamped into it. These numbers right here is the model, 911/01. Make sure these are here. Sometimes on the 915s they're lower here, or the 901s, they'll get scraped from scraping. That's normal sometimes. Pilot shaft seal goes through here. Transmission throwout bearing fork goes here. Check for cracks and wear here. You want to check them before you tear them apart. Or put it back together, I should say. Intermediate shaft is right here. This goes between the bell housing and the nose cone. Racers, V8 conversions will go with a billet. This is magnesium. It will get beat out from moving too much of the main shaft because it holds the main shaft and the pinion shaft and it'll start rocking. And right here you can see the races that goes into. So this thing will start moving, beating it out. It will need to be replaced. This one is cherry. Really, really, really nice. All gear sets look great. Very rarely do we see the 901 gear sets get damaged unless something came apart, like a bearing like this, got caught in the gear set, chewed it up. But the biggest usually problem is ran it low on oil. So definitely don't want to do that. See if there's anything else that would stand out. This right here is your detents and balls and spring kit. Distributor drive, this is brass. Double check the teeth. Again, don't see much damage on these, but you never know. These all look good. Your fork on the side of the transmission. Your spacer washers, do check these. You're feel a little bit of wear, but not too bad. This is normal here. I'm checking here for any overheating, warpage, or a little piece of dirt gets in and starts grooving it. Don't want that. Check all your washers, make sure they're all clean and good to go. And again, this will all be beautiful before we do our final assembly inspection. Let's go ahead and check out the diff on our next video.